to write this down. Life is not a game, so you don't play with your life. Consequences are more important than decisions. Keep that until you die. I just want to talk to you about this issue because it's facing our community. And I want you to write two things down: game and chance. Game and a chance. I want you to write this down. Life is not a game. What did I say? Life is not a game. Now, this is a very important principle. I think you would agree with me that life is not a game. Do we all agree? I mean, your life is a serious thing. It's not a game. So you don't play with your life. So I'm just going to make some statements and you can deal with them yourself. First of all, laws are never created to accommodate vices, but to stop them. I repeat, laws are not created to accommodate vices, but to stop them. Vices usually pre-exist law. The Ten Commandments were not given until almost 3,000 years after man sinned. I repeat, the Ten Commandments were not given until over 3,000 years after man sinned. So law is not created to necessarily stop man from sinning or getting involved in destructive vices. Laws are created so that man could recognize the vice. The principle of law is when a law is created, conscience comes alive. So where there's no law, there's no conscience. The Bible is very clear that when the law arrived, sin came alive. Which means you don't know wrong until right is defined. Why does God tell the children of Israel, "Thou shalt worship no other gods before me"? Because they were doing it. Why did God say, "Thou shalt not make every graven image and bow down to worship it"? Because they were doing it already. Why does God say, "Thou shalt not commit adultery"? Because they were doing it already. So what laws are for, they are not to accommodate vices or to dignify them or to sanctify them or even to affirm them. Laws are supposed to stop the proliferation of a vice. In Colorado this past week, the people voted for the legalization of marijuana as a medicinal alternative. So they voted. And I think it might be important for our country to study Colorado right now. Because last Tuesday, they voted to legalize marijuana. Just a few days ago. The last 4 days, they've been trying to figure out how we can manage that. How are we going to police that? How we are going to regulate it. In other words, they made a decision before studying the consequences. Now let me just say this right off and put the camera on me. Marijuana is good. God created the bush. And God said in Genesis, everything he made is good. And everybody in this room takes drugs. But there's such a thing as abnormal use.